Open Your Eyes is brought to you by Smart, bringing people together, and the Belize Bank, our country, your bank.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Sabrina Daly.
And I'm Paul Lopez.
And good morning. We are finally back in our studios after being out for the past couple days. Of course, we have been providing you guys production and our morning show in Placencia Village in Belize. And I know that we do have some of our colleagues that are still based currently in Placencia, yes, because they are having some discussions over there, some meetings. But we've been quite busy, Paul.
Yeah, I got home, I got in back yesterday, but let me just say that I got to experience a different side of Placencia this week. Placencia is one of my favorite places to be, but I usually go all the way in the village at the end of the peninsula, that is. And this time around, I got to stay at a couple areas that I don't frequent. Some of the resorts that leads you into Placencia Village proper, and what we have in terms of a tourism product in Placencia, especially in these resorts that cater to more of a luxury tourist experience, it's mind-blowing. It's eye-opening. We really don't need to go to Cancun, for example, or travel somewhere outside of Belize to experience tourism at its highest level. And so I appreciate the fact that our delegation from across the Caribbean got to experience that. And I'm sure they would have appreciated being in the beachside apartments at the end of the peninsula just as much. But it's good that they got that experience. I got in last night and I probably slept from as the earliest I've been to bed for the past 5 days. And I slept through the entire night up until this morning. But what a wonderful experience. We're still on a high from all the awards that we took in. Just as a reminder, 8 awards for Channel 5 and 2 special mentions. That's 10 in total. 10 more to add to our awards rack. And I saw that those already went up. In fact, I saw you took a picture in front of them last night, and that picture is up on social media.
And I just wanted to say in person, because I haven't seen you since you received your awards. Congratulations, Paul.
Thank you.
And I love that you were also able to share a bit of that experience on social media to engage with a lot of the people online that watch us every day, either on the news or on the morning show. And I think I speak for everyone when I say that we recognize the work that you do. A lot of people were saying online that you're very hardworking, and I think we not only recognize that in moments where you have to really work long hours like elections and other coverages, but in general, the types of stories that you have been able to put together over the past few years since you have been here at Channel 5 really speaks volumes to the level of professionalism, the level of dedication and sacrifice that you have invested in this field, and you definitely deserve every one of those awards.
Thank you very much, Sabrina. But here's where the recognition is really happening right now. The Queen of the Bay National Committee. OMG, what a train wreck.
But there can't be a pageant year without some drama, so to speak.
Of course, it can't. I mean, it's pageantry, right? And for some reason, we have kind of made pageantry in Belize synonymous with controversy. So, Queen of the Controversy. Who will make it through their reign without controversy? Who will make it through the pageant without controversy? And usually that is the case. It's the case that there is some controversy, whether small or big. Well, This one is quite interesting. This seems to be one of those controversies on the bigger side.
Yeah.
So Sabrina, I'm sure you have been following, because not only is Kendall Morgan your village, how do you say, village mate?
So Kendall Morgan, I
your
believe.
neighbor.
And you think because we're a village, we are the
Yeah, we
neighbors.
lived together.
So Kendall Morgan, I believe, was the first person to represent the Belize Rural Queen of the Bay Committee. So she not only won for the first time representing Barrelboom, but she was the first person to represent the Belize Rural North. And of course, this year we also crowned a successor to follow up in her reign. But Kendall is a very unique queen because of her backstory as well. But it seems to be that there has been some tensions in her reign from the start up until now. Now, this was recognized just a few days ago. I want to say, it's so funny because when we were in Placencia, it felt kind of like a weekend. So really in my mind, it felt like this took place over the weekend, but this was just like on Monday. Now, this started when the official calendar from the celebrations committee under Niche posted the celebrations calendar for September. And they used the Queen of the Bay picture. Now, you would think that that face would be Kendall Morgan. However, it was not. It was the queen before her. I believe her name was Hansen. Her last name was Hansen.
Okay.
That's the young lady there crowning Kendall. It was her picture that was used.
From the previous Queen of the Bay.
From the previous year. Now, people started questioning, why aren't we seeing the current Queen of the Bay, the reigning face Queen of the Bay, Kendall Morgan, as the face of the September celebrations calendar? So that was when questions started, circulating. People were saying that there are things happening behind the scenes. They started tagging the Queen of the Bay page, calling out certain individuals. And I believe it was a day after that the Queen of the Bay social media page, and I believe that this was an official press release, they put out this piece of record saying that they would have been retracting the crown or the title from Miss Morgan.
Basically, they take it back.
Take back a crown under certain terms that she would have violated, citing things like cyberbullying, bullying, presenting herself in a discourteous manner. However, these are all things that they are mentioning without any proof, Paul.
In that it's just allegations at this point.
They are allegations. So, of course, this took everyone by surprise, as you started by saying, Paul. We know pageantry in Belize and in general across the world to be associated with some controversy or the other. But this one, I don't think there's ever been a situation in the history of Queen of the Bay or in any Miss Universe or any pageantry in Belize where a crown has been taken away. Perhaps in the comment section you can correct me if there has been a situation like this.
I have a couple questions. One, what is the value of the crown in terms of, is there like societal value to the crown? Is there monetary value to the crown? Perhaps is there some sort of value among peers where the crown is concerned? So you take away the crown, what value do you take away from the individual or that individual's, how you would put it? That individual, let's just leave it there. What sort of value would you take away from that person?
Well, in this case, I don't think it's necessarily the crown. I think it's the title, because not only her crown was removed, but she was stripped of the title as Queen of the Bay. And of course, I believe we did mention in our report last night that the first runner-up would be crowned, I was going to say Miss Universe, the Queen of the Bay. So she would be handing over the crown for this year's Queen of the Bay. But not only that, I think aside from the value of the crown, as you mentioned, and the title itself, there's a lot of shame that was associated with what took place yesterday, Paul. I mean, it's obviously embarrassing for any individual. And I love that you mentioned what is the value of this pageant in general, because I think although Queen of the Bay is unique to Belize, it's a pageant that's taken very seriously here. It's rooted in tradition. It has a very long legacy, all the way in the early 90s, probably even before that. Forgive me, I'm not very much familiar with how far back the Queen of the Bay goes, but this is a pageant that is very different from all the others that you would see. Certainly different from the Miss Universes and whatnot.
Yeah, so a part of the reason I'm not questioning, I didn't expect you to answer the question, right? Because you're not part of the committees or whatever. But I know you follow these things and you hold them close to your heart, right? But a part of the reason why I question the value of the crown is because at the end of the day, I wouldn't want for it to be, and I would hate for it to be a case where the value of an individual is determined by a sort of crown that they wear on their heads, and if that crown is taken away, that individual perceives it as their value, personal value being taken away as well. But another question that comes to mind is, why would a national pageantry committee issue such allegations if they don't have proof? And so what I would imagine is that for perhaps, and I'm thinking for the sake of keeping a lot of the evidence private, or keeping, not wanting it to get as messy as it can get, making certain assertions and keeping the full details behind the scene until, I guess, if they're pressured by a court. Because as we know from reports elsewhere, Morgan has sought the services of an attorney Arthur Saldivar, and so this is only the beginning of a situation that seems will go beyond the next Queen of the Bay pageant, which is
set to take place in just a few days. Yeah.
And that would have been my third and final question. Why is it that
why take away the crown just literally at the 11th hour?
She's already served 11 months. Why not let her complete her reign? And just, if you really have issues with her, say, all right, well, finally it's over.
Yeah.
We're moving on from this queen. I don't know her personally, Morgan, but I've seen her on several occasions in terms of her interactions with young girls and young children in sports.
She's also been on the morning show a couple times as well.
Right, and to me, she presented herself well. So this is one I'm sure a lot of Belizeans are interested in continuing to follow. But my whole thing is, don't let a crown determine your value, and the removal of a crown determine your value as well.
Absolutely. Well, as we jump into our final topic for What's Buzzing, I know that a lot of people missed out on KTV this week, but for good reasons, of course. As we mentioned, we were hosting the 55th General Assembly for the Caribbean Broadcasting Union and the 35th Caribbean Media Awards on Tuesday. But the show continues for KTV The Remix this Tuesday coming up, where our final few contestants will be taking the stage and battling out in the genre of R&B. I love R&B music, Paul. I'm hoping for some oldies and some new ones, but it's going to be a really fun night. I know for a lot of people, they've been following this season and really holding tight to their favorites. But it's been hard for a lot of people when they notice or when they take note that their favorites are also leaving.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where, because we've taken a break, we are actually going to see loads of excitement, people anticipating its return. I know that the voting still closed on Sunday, so at this point, even though we didn't air the show on Tuesday night, you can't necessarily vote for your favorite contestant this week. You just have to wait until next week to find what those results are.
Yeah, and I know that having essentially an extra week, I'm hoping that we will really be seeing some quality performances, even better than what we have been seeing so far. Like I said, R&B is one of my favorite genres, so I'm hoping for some beautiful love songs. And aside from that, I've also enjoyed other genres that were shared over the past of over the course of the season. I thoroughly enjoyed country and pop over a week ago. We couldn't get what song out of our heads, Paul, while we were in Placencia. Guys, we could not stop singing this song. It was Chelsea Castro.
Chelsea. Oh yeah.
Finally, it's gone.
Yeah.
We're trying to search. Oh, but now There's no, we were singing that the entire time in Placencia.
And I think it's because she did such a good job with that song.
It was really good.
Yeah, so she did such a good job that it stuck with you. It took you to that place during the performance, a sweet spot that you wanted to stay, and you find yourself going back to so often. Now the song is stuck in my head again for the rest of the day.
Let's see if she gives us a new song to be singing throughout the week. But we want to remind you guys to vote for your favorites. As Paul mentioned, I believe the voting polls have closed at this time. But we also want to remind you that as we wind down KTV The Remix Season 6, to purchase those tickets and come on out and experience it in person, live and in person at the Bliss. So far, Paul, I've only been able to experience it once since the start of the season. And of course, that's because we have an early morning show the next day.
Exactly.
But I do plan to at least check out one more show, maybe the final night, and just risk the bleaching.
We're down to 4 contestants.
Yeah.
So after next week, we'll be down to 3, and then we'll go into the final show. So this is it.
Yeah.
We're reaching the end of it. Then within 2 weeks, one person will be crowned our 2024 KTV champion.
Yes, and of course, again, the tickets are only $5, so you can purchase them right here at our studios on Coney Drive, or you can get them at the 88 Shopping Center as well. Yeah. All right, Paul, well, do we have time for one more topic for What's Buzzing?
Let's jump into it.
Let's jump into it. I know that last night we also had our colleague Brittany Gordon do a special coverage, I believe, in our 5-point breakdown on child marriages. Now, child marriages is one of those also touchy, kind of sticky topics to jump into as it relates to the issues and the challenges that young girls face. Now, I know for some cultures this is accepted and it's normal, but the story that Brittany Gordon did really also showcased the effects of child marriage as it relates to the impacts on these young girls that would marry before the age of 18. Of course, this includes instances of domestic violence, and for a lot of people, based on her report, that would fall into cases of child marriage, it comes from a situation of poverty as well. So I have to say, I really want to commend Brittany Gordon for her report that was done.
Yeah, this was an excellent report. I was just looking at some of the data that she quoted within this report, and I was shocked to find out that within Latin America, or the Caribbean, US sport, but for the Caribbean, we are the first country with 30. So we have 33% prevalence of child 33 marriage.
Is a high percentage
in Belize, right?
Yeah.
This is a fact that was unknown to me up until the point I read this article.
But I think, like I said, it's due to our culture as well.
Correct.
Different cultures that we have.
So I get there, but this ranks us within Latin America and the Caribbean as 4th in terms of the prevalence of child marriage. And what she did in her story I found very important. She not only raised the issue, but she broke down some of the causes. One cause being economic difficulties. When you go into families or communities that are challenged economically, individuals with financial influence can easily come in and persuade families, and as a result, children to engage in unlawful relationships in some case. Now that because the age of consent is at 16, can be lawful relationship, and a lot of these young women would enter these sort of relationships and end up in marriage before 18, still a child. In other cases, it's because they engage in sexual relationships before they're an adult, and that leads to some very strong intimate relationships, and then they get married while still a child. With parental consent.
That's the part,
while still a child.
That conflict there, for me, it's very strange that a child would have the authority or have the ability to legally be married before 18, but they have to have their parents' consent. It's so strange to me.
I like that you look at it that way. And then the third one is that in some cultures, it is just normal It's normal to be married at 16, to be married at 17, to be married before you're 18. And what I also liked about, one of the final things I liked about, and I liked a lot of things, but one of the final things I'll highlight about this article that Brittany Gordon put together is the fact that she highlighted that one of the ways they can tackle this issue is by raising the age of consent, which seems to be the direction the parliament is heading, raising the age of consent from 16 to 18. So with that, you can't consent to sex until you're 18. And because you can't consent to sex until you're 18, you can't consent to marriage until you're 18 or older.
Which then you also wouldn't need parental consent.
Which then you wouldn't need parental consent. So perhaps it rubs the cultural side the wrong way. Cultures that do it as a cultural practice, but at the end of the day, the law of the land stands above what a cultural practice would be, and it's a discussion. While I'm sure those policymakers are interested in the well-being of children, it's still a discussion that you would have to have with these cultures to sensitize them as to the real issue here and why this move is being taken. So all around, an excellent award-winning piece from Brittany Gordon for sure.
Well, as we always do, we want to know from you guys in the comment section your thoughts on these topics that were discussed. Let us know your thoughts on the Queen of the Bay controversy, as well as child marriage and the possibility of the age of consent being raised to 18 years old. We want to know your thoughts in the comment section, so let us know. Moving now into our weather. I know we have been enjoying some pretty warm temperatures with some slight showers, but we will be getting that official update from the folks at the Met Service. All right, and as we wait for that, as I mentioned, Paul, it has been pretty warm with some slight showers. I know over the course of the few days that we have been in Placencia, you guys did the morning show with thunder and storms.
I'll tell you something. I don't know what was happening in Placencia, because I was sending messages to Belize City, and Belize City, the sun was hot for most of the time, but in Placencia, we had some severe, I mean, next level severe thunderstorm. There's not only cats and dogs, we had flooding in some cases. A lot of the streets were flooded. A lot of the properties were flooded. There's a couple rooms flooded, but that's another conversation for another day.
Well, I mean, like I mentioned, it has been pretty different when it comes to weather in certain parts of the country. So maybe there's something that we should be expecting from the folks at the Met Service. So we're going to be getting that update now.
Good morning. A moderate east to southeasterly airflow prevails. The 24-hour forecast. Skies will be sunny with some cloudy spells today and then partly cloudy tonight. Showers or thunderstorms will be isolated with the chance for a few more developing over the south. Then high temperatures for today will reach around 90 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 95 degrees Fahrenheit inland, and 82 degrees Fahrenheit in the mountains. For tonight, low temperatures will reach around 83 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 74 degrees Fahrenheit inland, and 68 degrees Fahrenheit in the hills. Winds over the open sea will be from the east to northeast at 5 to 15 knots, and sea conditions will be slight. Then, low tides will occur at 1:35 this afternoon and 11:56 tonight. High tides at 8:03 tonight and then at 6:29 tomorrow morning. The moon will rise at 3:01 this afternoon and set at 2:08 tomorrow morning. Sunset is at 6:18 this evening and sunrise at 5:36 tomorrow morning. The extended forecast. Similar weather conditions are expected for Friday and Friday night. And now for the tropical weather outlook. At 6 a.m., Hurricane Ernesto was located near latitude 24.5 north and longitude 69.3 west, or about 605 miles south-southwest of Bermuda, with maximum sustained winds of 85 miles per hour and moving to the north at 13 miles per hour. And this has been this morning's weather report from the National Meteorological Service.
All right, there you have it, the update from the Met Service. Moving now into our show lineup. Paul, what do we call Thursdays? It's Friday Junior.
Correct.
And we have a jam-packed show for you guys this morning. Starting things off, we'll be joined by Dr. Freddie Uraz to talk to us about the importance of an annual checkup.
And in our second conversation, it's all about the Galen University, and they will be in to speak with us about their exciting upcoming opportunities.
And speaking of the September celebrations, we'll be joined by participants of the Carnival Queen, Senior, and Junior members. It's going to be a really interesting segment there, so I'm looking forward to that.
Do they have a crown? No?
I don't know. It's Carnival, maybe.
Just checking. And in our fourth conversation, it's our last segment actually. We'll be talking about Seine, Bight Day. We were just down that side this weekend, and we have folks from Seine, Bight coming up today to speak with us about that upcoming day.
All right. Well, we got to take our first break, and when we come back, it's all about why it is important to get your annual checkup.
This plan, I can't left this plan. Smart Belize!
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a lone ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't left this plan. I can't left this plan.
Child marriage is not just a legal issue. It's a matter of human rights and a form of gender-based violence. It often emerges from cultural beliefs and influence of closed-minded relatives, depriving children of their basic human rights to freedom, security, education, and a voice.
It's the return of your favorite Tuesday night entertainment. KTV The Remix Season 6 is here. Join us for an exciting night and a chance to win fabulous prizes. Plus compete in our halftime challenge. Get your tickets for just $5. Available at Channel 5 and Coney Drive and 88 Shopping Center. Can't make it in person? No problem. Watch it live on Channel 5 or stream it on Facebook and YouTube. The fun starts at 8 p.m. at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. KTV The Remix Season 6. It's hot, it's live, and it's only on 5.
My name is Monica Ramklam. I'm the proud owner of Wide Awake Cafe, and I bank with Belize Bank Independence Branch. The services I use the most is the Belize Bank eCash and the POS machine. Here at Wide Awake Cafe, we try to give customers a variety of payment options. When I went to open my Belize Bank account, the POS machine was offered to me. The service was very easy and fast. I only had to sign the papers, and the day of opening, my POS machine was here and ready for customers to use. I would definitely recommend Belize Bank services to small business owners because it's very convenient and the customer service is excellent.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. We're having our first conversation this morning. And as we mentioned, it's all about the importance of a checkup. We have here with us Dr. Freddie Uraz, and he is a specialist in urology. Now, we were just talking about that, Paul. It's quite interesting. His last name and his specialty in his field. Is that a coincidence, or did you choose that, or did your parents choose it for you?
Well, it's a coincidence, but it's the best choice I did in my life.
Yeah.
I love what I do.
Of course, he is a medical doctor, and if you're wondering where you can find him, he is stationed at the Belize Medical Associates as well as Healthcare Partners Limited.
Wow.
Dr. Freddie, thank you so much for joining us, and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you guys for inviting me to come over, and thank you for the audience to be hearing us, and good morning as well.
Yeah.
So today we're gonna talk a little bit why is it important to have some checkups, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So we're gonna talk a little bit generally, and also we're gonna talk about it since the urology view, right?
Correct.
So let's say generally why. I mean, it's always good to detect things on time, right? It's like paying your taxes. You wanna do it on time,
A
right?
lot of people don't like to pay their taxes.
Yeah, but a lot of people doesn't like to visit doctors as well.
Yeah.
But what I tell to my patients is you have to see us as your friends. We're here to support and give help, right? It's not we're here to punish, or it's like when you send people on diet, they're, dog, you're punishing me. No, it's for your own good. It's for your, to be better, to perform better. So it's a guidance on how we can be better with ourselves.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a universal challenge that doctors face, but I feel like here in Belize, a lot of people prefer to only go to the doctor if they think they have a problem. They don't try to be proactive and do their checkups. Is this something that you guys have observed?
Yes, indeed. It's usually what happens is that until people feel or find something, that's when they go. And sometimes they also self-medicate before
it
going.
has to be unbearable for me to visit Dr. Freddie, because I'll take some Tylenol first. I want to try to put some Vicks on, some Maya Secret. And if none of that works, then I go to Dr. Freddie.
Yeah. So it's good always to do checkup, especially when we have family risk factors. For example, being overweight. If you have a family history of hypertension or diabetes, it's always good to check on time. And regarding in the urology field, which is my specialty, it's important that all men start checking their prostate when they turn 40, because usually the risk factor, most of men has it, right? So it's a family relative with prostate cancer, overweight or obese, and smoking. Those are risk factors, so they should start the prostate checkup when they turn 40.
Yeah.
Also, there's a big confuse because usually patients think that urology is just for men, but no, we treat both. We treat male and females.
Okay.
Yeah, regarding the male, is the prostate, the genital area, but in both sex it covers also the kidneys, the ureter, and the bladder. So that's an important thing that we are here for both.
Okay, so let's break this into two. As you mentioned, you are a specialist in the field of urology, but let's start with a checkup. When you go to your doctor to do your annual checkup, is there a series of things that you should tick off your list, or do you go based on things that you think you might potentially have a challenge with, perhaps things that run in your family like diabetes, cholesterol, high blood pressure? What do you go and ask for, or is it a general process that takes place for a checkup?
It's usually a general process. We ask the patient for their medical history, but even if they don't have a medical history, what it changes is the time to start. For example, if you have a family history of diabetes, you start checking at 35. But if you don't, you can just start checking your glucose at 40. But the cholesterol is general checkup. You do it, you check the liver function, the kidney function, you check for anemia, you check a urinalysis to see if you're able to find blood in the urine. And also it's good to do an ultrasound at least once a year because it can help you to detect things on time. Let's say about, generally speaking, tumors, right?
Yeah.
If you do a checkup, because you're not feeling anything, you do an ultrasound, and if there's a tumor, you might be able to find it when it's small, when it's located in a small area that is just easier removal than when people reach 70 and they're doing an ultrasound for the first time, and boom, then surprise, you find something.
Yeah.
And that can be life-saving, can it?
Yes, definitely. It makes changes because it's not the same to treat something that is just in one spot that treating something that already spread. It's like, for example, with diabetes, you can treat it when it's beginning, let's say sugar, the normal it should be under 100, right? Once it's above 126, it's diabetes. Let's say someone that starts with 140, 150, that's someone that goes into emergency because they're having a 400 crisis with kidney damage or a stroke or heart issues related to it.
I know one of the fears for individuals that go and do annual checkups or are thinking about it, or it's recommended for them, they think, well, if I go, certainly they're gonna find something. I'm afraid that they'll find something and it will turn my life upside down, and I have my kids to think about, I have to work to make ends meet, and so I'll just do without it. How do you get over that fear? What do you recommend to say to people to get over that fear? Okay,
Actually, most of the time, all tests come out good and you're just doing checkups. It's the less percentage when you actually find something. If it's not, it means most of us will be sick, right?
Yeah.
So one thing that I tell the patient that it's very important is that you don't know it, it doesn't mean that you don't have it.
That's true.
So
That's good.
those are keywords. So it's better to know that you have something and deal with it, right? Instead of postponing it, because we
trying to avoid it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
also know early.
Exactly.
Yes. So we touched on checkups and why it's important, things that it can prevent if you find out early. And of course, we can get our checkups at both of these areas that you are stationed. Of course, at your general hospitals or clinics as well. Now let's jump into urology. What is urology, and why is it important for us to get perhaps our checkups there as well?
Okay, the urology is the medical specialty that focuses on the urinary tract, right? So we basically treat surgically the kidneys, the ureter, the bladder in both sex, and prostate and genital area in males. Why is it important? Because prostate cancer is the most common cancer in men, right? So actually worldwide there's a spreading of trying to get men into getting checkups for the prostate cancer screening, because that way we can detect it on time and the chances of cure are way higher than when we detect it already in advanced stages.
Okay.
Is there a reason why you think that men perhaps don't do their checks for their prostate?
Yes, actually it's general. Women's are way years, decades ahead from us regarding checkups. Because females, even if they don't have anything, they will always go to their gynae, they will always go to get checked. But
She's on speed dial.
Yeah, definitely.
Or he's on speed dial.
So in men, it's a little bit negative about it, because they're like, oh, I feel good, I don't have to go. Or they think it's their man thing not to go and get checked, right? But actually, no. I mean, you can get a better quality of life by being healthy, and be longer in a good shape for your family as well. So that's why it's important.
So what does a urology checkup look like?
Okay, so basically if it's a man, we start checking, or we recommend even in young patients to do a testicular checkup once a month. It's pretty much self-examination, and if there's any lump in the testicles or something, to come over so we can check to rule out a testicular tumor, because it's very common in young patients between 18 to 40 years. If there's any problem regarding the foreskin, also they have to come and get checked. That's self-examination, right? Regarding what we do is, once the man comes, we have to run out the PSA, which is the blood test to check on prostate cancer, and we also do ultrasounds to check that there's no urine retention, that everything's going well with the bladder, and also with the kidneys to try to detect stones or try to detect tumors.
Wow.
Is there an age range that doctors recommend that these checks begin, or does it start at perhaps later on in the years for men?
For men, at the age of 40, we should
Okay.
start. Every single man, when they turn 40, they should start doing checkups regarding their kidneys and their prostate. And in young patients, we encourage the parents, the pediatrics do, since they're their kids, to do testicular self-examination, right? To do it at least once a month. Any lump, anything different that they feel, they should come. Also, it's important, if they experience pain, to be able to come with us, because there are diseases like, for example, varicocele, that are swollen veins of the testicles, that can end up provoking infertility, and it's something that can be treated when we detect it early.
Yeah, I think one of the concerns men would have with urology testing, and perhaps it's just me, but concerns of privacy. Like, I'm going there and I'm not sure that I'd want to be exposed at that level, right? How do you comfort or change an individual's mind where that is
You should tell him, Doc, what happens to us.
Yeah.
You're right. And well, that's why you're right in saying women's are decades ahead when it comes to checkups, and sometimes I'm shocked by what women are willing, and I understand it's professional at the end of the day.
So, well, usually you got to break that bad sensation at the beginning when you introduce yourself, you start to talk, to make a little conversation, right? Then
I don't know if that helps.
Yeah, that helps. And then when the time of the examination comes, you have to tell them, well, first of all, we need a relaxed environment, right? And also you tell them, well, explain step by step what will you do, and that way you know what to expect. And then we also tell them, if you feel any discomfort or something, let me know and I'll stop. But the most important thing is that you can't force anyone, right?
Yes.
Everything has to be spontaneous. So if I tell the patient, will you allow me to examine you? And then if he says, Doc, just here, I don't want anything down there, I feel good, then it's okay, no problem. It's your right, you can choose. We won't force it, right? But if not, it's just a little bit of conversation and making things comfortable. And the most important is the patient-doctor relationship, which is completely confidential. And then people, what they're afraid of, then you're gonna see me out and I'm gonna be ashamed.
Correct.
But to be honest, we do it so focused professionally.
You can't remember.
That exactly.
You don't even remember who that is.
Yeah, honestly, so let's say we examine the area and then even the same day, 2 hours later, you can see the patient and that won't go through your mind at all.
Right, like, that's the person with, that.
Because you're focused on trying to find something abnormal. You're not paying attention to, it looks like this, it looks like that. No, you're trying to find anything, a disease, right?
And I understand you all are professionals and you're trained to be professional in this, and you're really just doing your job. And I'm really glad you took on that question, and I'm really glad that you answered that question, because for me, that just by you speaking on that has alleviated some of my concerns, and I'm sure there are men out there watching. Just by the way you responded, it's alleviated some of their concerns. Is this a pricey procedure, these checkups?
Not really, because you just have to pay for the consultation, the lab works, and the ultrasound. But the most important thing is that you don't have to see it as spending money. You have to see it as investing.
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Because it's your health. So what I tell the patient is, if you can't be healthy, if you're sick, you won't be able to work. And if you can't work, what happens? Then you don't make money, and then it ends up to being more waste of time and money. That's why. So people, that's the wrong way to think about it, to see it as an spend.
I love that you brought up that point, Doctor, and you as well, Paul, for prompting him to respond in that way, because this is something that a lot of people perhaps think that spending on your health is something that we tend to avoid unless we have to. But until we think of our health, and not only visiting the doctor, but in many other areas, the things we consume, health and fitness, as an investment, a proactive investment rather than a reactive investment, we would realize that it's a lot cheaper than finding out that there's something wrong with you and you have to take treatments for that. I want to touch on the other aspect of urology aside from men. We focus on prostate checkups and prostate cancer. Now, as you mentioned, a urologist also works with females as well, as it relates to your urinary tract and your kidneys. What are some challenges that you have observed from patients coming in? Do we see a lot of cases of kidney diseases, people perhaps not drinking enough water and that affecting their kidneys? What have you seen?
The most common disease in females is urinary tract infection, right? That's the most common one. Also urinary incontinence, which is also a big barrier, because usually females are a little bit ashamed of saying it. Actually, you have to dig into it, right? But it's something that they don't have to fight with. They can come to us, we will help, and because it's a quality of life issue, right?
Yeah.
And we can help. It has solution, right? So it's something they don't have to be ashamed of. It's expected to happen. And regarding kidneys, besides the infections, the second one more common is the kidney stones.
Okay.
But that applies in both sexes. It's similar.
What are some of the causes of UTIs?
Well, not drinking enough water, as you mentioned, also hygiene, and also there's just a predisposition to develop it. It changes. Some females doesn't experience an UTI in their entire life, and some others, they have to be struggling with it for pretty much very often. So.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about some preventative measures now. What we could do, the type of lifestyle we can live to kind of go along with these checkups, ensure the best health as possible.
Okay, so what is important is to be hydrated, to drink enough water. For females, it's recommended 2.5 liters per day. For men, 3 liters per day.
So that's big. Drinking water is huge.
Well, that's relative. To me, that's normal because I drink a lot of water because I got used like that since I was a kid. So it's pretty much we have to train our kids in their little so they don't get soft drinks, that they don't get coffee, you know.
The things that I drink.
Yeah, the things that I drink. Doc, I always say, for instance, I enjoy non-sugar drinks. But in my mind, coffee is black water. No?
Yes and no, because you mix the coffee with the water. Yeah, that's part it's right. But also coffee has some components, right? For example, it has oxalate, it has the caffeine. Those can act as bladder irritants, and in some people it can actually give troubles to pee or frequency, and it can lead to also develop kidney stones if you don't combine it with the proper amount of water, right?
So drinking water, enough water is one preventative measure. What else?
Okay, having a good weight, not being overweight, not being obese, because those ones pretty much predispose you to a lot of diseases, right?
Yes.
Exercise is good. It's gonna help us to increase our blood flow, to have a good circulation, to feel better with more energy. Also, having a proper hygiene.
Yeah. All right. Well, Doc, again, we want to remind our viewers that if any of them are intrigued by the work that you do and they would like to visit you via consultation, how can they do so?
Okay, so they can contact me at Belize Healthcare Partners. They can call 280-5000 for appointments, or Belize Medical Associates 223-0303.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. It was also informational. So thank you very much, and do have a good day.
You too. Have a nice day.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, the conversation switches into Galen University. We're just up for the new school year, so you might want to stay tuned to that if you have any plans to further your education.
Let's all be safe during the rainy season. Belize Electricity Limited reminds you that heavy rains can cause flooding in your neighborhood and on roads. Avoid driving or walking in flooded areas, which can have hidden dangers such as debris and fallen power lines. Belize Electricity Limited cares about your safety. Please stay safe.
Your favorite Tuesday night entertainment. KTV The Remix Season 6 is here. Join us for an exciting night and a chance to win fabulous prizes. Plus compete in our halftime challenge. Get your tickets for just $5. Available at Channel 5 and Coney Drive and 88 Shopping Center. Can't make it in person? No problem. Watch it live on Channel 5 or stream it on Facebook and YouTube. The fun starts at 8 p.m. at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. KTV The Remix Season 6. It's hot, it's live, and it's only on 5.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Full-Tech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Full-Tech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
Upcoming enhancements to My Social Security. The new healthcare provider feature seamlessly connects healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers to facilitate the payment of sickness benefits. Here are the enhancements. Registered healthcare providers will create and submit online medical certificates using their healthcare provider accounts. Insured persons will receive a link to view the medical certificate to complete and submit their sickness benefit claim. And employers will receive an email notification of their employee's sickness claim. Also, the insured person and their employer will receive a copy of the claim decision letter after review. Healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers are encouraged to create a portal account to access and benefit from these new services on My Social Security at ssbportal.org.bz. My Social Security online portal. Social Security at your fingertips.
Let's all be safe during the rainy season. Belize Electricity Limited reminds you that heavy rains can cause flooding in your neighborhood and on roads. Avoid driving or walking in flooded areas, which can have hidden dangers such as debris and fallen power lines. Belize Electricity Limited cares about your safety. Please stay safe.
Your favorite Tuesday night entertainment. KTV The Remix Season 6 is here. Join us for an exciting night and a chance to win fabulous prizes. Plus compete in our halftime challenge. Get your tickets for just $5. Available at Channel 5 and Coney Drive and 88 Shopping Center. Can't make it in person? No problem. Watch it live on Channel 5 or stream it on Facebook and YouTube. The fun starts at 8 p.m. at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. KTV The Remix Season 6. It's hot, it's live, and it's only on 5.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Full-Tech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Full-Tech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
Welcome back. As we said, this is in this second conversation, we're going to speak with our representatives from the Galen University, and so we have joining us via Zoom Mr. Zain Duhani, and he's a project coordinator over there. And we want to say good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
Thanks for having me.
No, it's a pleasure having you. Let's jump right into the conversation to talk a bit about particularly what has been happening, going on over there at Galen University as it pertains to your field of work.
Yeah, so we, as you could be tracking, we are one of the 4 award recipients of the CARSI ESF grant for this cycle of awardees.
Yes.
Galen is working on a project entitled Strengthening Governance and Transparency at the municipal level. So we're not focusing on national level, or focus on local governance and building capacity there with the town councils.
So how do you go about doing that? I don't know that that you guys have ever engaged in something like this before.
Can you repeat?
How will you go about doing that in terms of engaging municipals where good governance is concerned?
Oh, well, as many of our students know, Galen is the only school in Belize that has a course already on good governance and transparency, which is an undergraduate course. So basically, we that course and are just expanding it to municipal members now and the municipal officials. So we already doing this already. We're already advocating for transparency and good governance, but now with this grant, it has allowed us to pass on that to more groups and more our target audience will be municipal officials. We have a youth ambassador project component built into the project, and we're also building capacity with school teachers by allowing them to get trained in this area so that they could further start these conversations within the schools.
So what will or how will we get these municipal bodies to be a part of this project?
They already signed on as part of writing the grant. We had to get their commitment that they would participate in the project. So that was first and foremost. Before we got the award, we had to engage them, speak about what we wanted to do, and they're pretty much open for the works we were proposing, and we got their commitment without any issues.
That's great.
Before we go into what we can expect from the monies earned from this grant, Mr. Duhaney, I want to take things back a bit and talk about the program that is available there on the associate's level for students. What went into the decision of having a degree like this as it relates to good governance?
Here's the course we have on good governance was really a course that was built out of a previous CARSI grant that was given to the Law Foundation.
Okay.
Galen was given the job to actually give the capacity or carry out the capacity training to public servants, and we sort of adopted that training, and it has now become part of our curriculum at Galen, and we have kept it over the years.
Have you guys seen a lot of people interested in this particular course or program?
Yes, of course. And as part of our responsibility to create good, citizens that are socially responsible and are contributing positively to society, it was important that they understand how structures work and the role of having good governance and transparency built into your ethos and the way you will carry out yourself in the professional world.
By Galen's definition, what is good governance and transparency?
Good governance and transparency, there's a lot of, but it's ultimately creating the enabling environment and the platform that allows municipal officials, leaders to use our resources effectively and are accountable to the people who put them in that position.
One would argue that this is a very relevant course because if it's one thing that Belizeans tend to be concerned about, where these offices of governance are concerned, is good governance and transparency. You want your leaders to be transparent with finances. You want your leaders to be transparent with their operations, but you also want to ensure that they are governing in a manner that is in the best interest of the individuals that they serve. That's of most important. How did you all pitch this idea? What's the thoughts that went into pitching this idea to the Carse Fund?
Well, the thought was truly one that we banked that local governance is equally as important as national level. And I think at the local government side of it, or municipal councils, is where most issues occur. You guys probably get a lot of calls about garbage collection, about use of funds, municipal development and infrastructure development. So all of these concerns are truly things that are affecting us as citizens who pay our tax, and we want to see municipal development occur sustainably. We want to see it happen effectively. And as a part of our pitch, what was integral to our project is that we are involving youths who seldom don't have a say in much national level issues, such as discussions about corruption, transparency, and truly giving them a voice to actually play a meaningful role in this. As part of this project, we are going to design a website or a platform that will be used that citizens can launch complaints of transparency and corruption, and it will be managed by these youth ambassadors in conjunction with the Ministry of Local Government.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so we're giving them actual power, not just perceived power by their voice.
What are some of the principles of good governance and transparency that these municipal bodies and youths will walk away with after engaging this program?
Well, one of the ones is efficiency. We need to get a bulk out of investments. When we look at return on investment, how is the money that we are putting into certain activities, certain contracts, is that truly working towards these sustainable development that we are using now, the term, or is it truly impacting that it's intended to do? We have to understand that we have risk-based investments, but we have to know that risk needs to be calculated risk that we get back or dime on for what we invest in. Return on investment is key, and a lot of these decisions can't be made in silos. Citizens have to have participation. That is a part of the good governance framework. Where there is a participatory approach to governance, where you have a voice. There are consultations on development. There are municipal town halls, which doesn't occur on the regular. And these need to be engraved as part of the system of how you do things at the local government, meaning that probably quarterly, there is a town hall where people are held to answer the questions that are brought forward to them. It shouldn't be that all complaints are spoken over the media through talk shows, which is good because it's a platform, but there needs to be formal mechanisms to actually allow citizens to voice their opinion.
Is this being modeled perhaps off of efficient municipal bodies and municipalities in other parts of the world?
Yeah, we took a lot of what we're doing by what we're seeing. I'm here right now in Trinidad and Tobago, and I'm attending a conference on good governance and looking at capacity and how we can strengthen mechanisms that actually contribute to citizens having a voice. So it's happening all over, and there's a lot of good examples regionally. For example, in Trinidad, looking at procurement and a procurement oversight body that controls municipal spending and award of contract. There's a lot of models that we could adapt, tailor it to the Belize environment, and see that there's a meaningful actual, the change is intentional towards achieving the overall goal of, reducing corruption and strengthening the whole governance mechanism and transparency framework that we have.
What will the follow-up look like, if any at all? I'm sure you've considered this for those within the municipal bodies that engage within this course and the youth as well. What will the follow-up look like? Because you know how it can be sometimes. You go through a course and you cross all your T's, dot all your I's, you put a check mark for attendance, but then you go back and there's no real implementation or change.
But we have a very robust monitoring and evaluation mechanism built into the program. So there's 1 year post the training that we are going to work on monitoring and evaluation to ensure that these training are now turned into processes that can be handed over to the next, your successor, or to next people who take over office. So it's about creating the processes in the council rather than strengthening individual capacity. So we want to see mechanisms engraved through policy, through creating a regular practice or culture of transparency where we have quarterly town halls. So creating this enabling environment that it could be sustainable rather than just giving you a training, and when you leave, that training leaves the council as well.
Is there a time frame that is set on the collaboration that we are now seeing with Galen University through the CARSI Fund and municipal governments in your area?
Yeah, so this is a 2-year project, and we commenced on July 15th. So we're already doing our needs assessment, gaps analysis of the councils, seeing what, so we're starting seeing what they have in place, how we can improve certain practices or make certain recommendations based on the gaps analysis, needs assessment of individual councils. And now, after getting that data, analyzing that data, we're going to tailor our course to suit the problem that we encounter to actually fix and create this environment that the course will be impactful based on what we found during the needs assessment.
I think it's so inspiring. It's so inspiring to find a university that is wholly interested and investing in fixing some of the issues within our communities and within our societies from a governance level that people talk about and people rail and complain about. To see you guys leading the charge in this way, for me, is quite inspiring. What inspired you all to take this direction?
Well, Galen is one of our mandates is to be a good socially responsible, as part of our social corporate responsibility, we want to be a good corporate citizen. And taking on these tasks in terms of building capacity, strengthening good governance is a part of our vision in terms of contributing back positively to the Belizean society. We embody the Sustainable Development Goals in terms of we have adopted them and ensure that our programs try to address each one of the goals that are the goals that are, basically the way forward until 2030 based on the whole discussions that are happening on the international level through the UN Convention. So we have adopted that. We have put it into practice, and we are creating students who understand development and more so sustainable development.
And we're saying that all municipal bodies are on board as far as they're concerned.
We got 7 of 9 people to partake in this.
Okay.
All right. Well, Mr. Duhaney, as we wind down this conversation, let's get an opportunity to share some final thoughts on the impact of this grant on the works that is being done at the Galen University, and of course, what the public can expect from you guys later in the future as well.
Yeah, well, the impact, as part of our robust monitoring and evaluation plan, the impact is truly to see these changes happening at each council, and the public can expect to see Galen more visible in terms of advocating for changes in good governance and transparency. Over the next 2 years, you'll see a lot of calls for citizens to actually partake in some of the activities that are scheduled within the project, such as the municipal town hall. The Youth Ambassador Program is going to be to an open call system where youths have the ability to actually register and apply to the program. So, it won't be limited to students of Galen University, but more so to the wider public. Similar to the teachers, they will be granted CPD hours, which they normally pay for as part of enrolling into our program. So there are incentives engraved are built into the project. So you'll see us doing a lot of work trying to add to the increased capacity of public servants, municipal leaders, to actually try to serve the people as best as possible and being transparent about their using our resources and being held accountable to the citizenry for resources that are part of the public partner.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Duhaney, for joining us virtually. We appreciate the conversation that you had with us, and we wish you guys all the best over at the University of Galen.
Thank you very much for having us, and we appreciate you giving us the space today.
Of course.
Thank you.
Of course.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it's going to be a jam-packed set because we'll be joined by the junior and senior queens of this year's Carnival pageant. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
My name is Monica Ramclam. I'm the proud owner of Wide Awake Cafe, and I bank with Belize Bank Independence Branch. The services I use the most is the Belize Bank eCash and the POS machine. Here at Wide Awake Cafe, we try to give customers a variety of payment options. When I went to open my Belize Bank account, the POS machine was offered to me. The service was very easy and fast. I only had to sign the papers, and the day of opening my POS machine was here and ready for customers to use. I would definitely recommend Belize Bank services to small business owners because it's very convenient and the customer service is excellent.
End of March 2020. I was feeling really sick, so I'd been to visit my doctors. What they found is they found a tumour where I work, and my husband also had visited Galania before, so for me, it was an obvious choice. I met with Olivia and her team. Like I say, they all speak great English. And they took me for the appointment with the specialist. The doctor there also spoke great English. And then they booked me in for the operation that afternoon. They had the pathologist come into the operating theatre, and then of course they took it away and they did the pathology as well. And it was actually a benign tumour, which I was very grateful to hear. They did take really good care of me during that time. I mean, we think about doctors and nurses. They speak great English, they're kind to you, they're attentive, they try and solve problems for you, help you out with the medications. It's also closer to us, it's less hassle to get to Cancun, and of course, the people coming with you, they can have a little bit of a break while you get better.
Return of your favorite Tuesday night entertainment. KTV The Remix Season 6 is here. Join us for an exciting night and a chance to win fabulous prizes. plus compete in our halftime challenge. Get your tickets for just $5. Available at Channel 5 and Coney Drive in 88 Shopping Center. Can't make it in person? No problem. Watch it live on Channel 5 or stream it on Facebook and YouTube. The fun starts at 8 p.m. at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. KTV The Remix Season 6. It's hot, it's live, and it's only on 5.
This plan, I can't left this plan. Smart Belize.
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a lone ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't left this plan. I can't left this plan.
My name is Monica Ramclam. I'm the proud owner of Wide Awake Cafe and I bank with Belize Bank Independence Branch. The services I use the most is the Belize Bank eCash and the POS machine. Here at Wide Awake Cafe, we try to give customers a variety of payment options. When I went to open my Belize Bank account, the POS machine was offered to me. The service was very easy and fast. I only had to sign the papers and the day of opening my POS machine was here and ready for customers to use. I would definitely recommend Belize Bank services to small business owners because it's very convenient and the customer service is excellent.
End of March 2020. I was feeling really sick, so I'd been to visit my doctors. What they found is they found a tumour where I work, and my husband also had visited Galen before, so for me it was an obvious choice. I've met with Olivia and her team. They, like I say, they all speak great English, and they took me for the appointment with the specialist. The doctor there also spoke great English, and then they booked me in for the operation that afternoon. They had the pathologist come into the operating theatre, and then of course they took it away and they did the pathology as well, and it was actually a benign tumour, which I was very grateful to hear. You know, they did take really good care of me during that time. I mean, we think about doctors and nurses, you know, they speak great English, they're kind to you, you know, they're attentive, they try and solve problems for you, help you out with the medications. It's also closer to us, it's less hassle to get to Cancun, and of course, you know, the people coming with you, they can have a little bit of a break while you get better.
It's the return of your favorite Tuesday night entertainment. KTV The Remix Season 6 is here. Join us for an exciting night and a chance to win fabulous prizes, plus compete in our halftime challenge. Get your tickets for just $5. Available at Channel 5 and Coney Drive in 88 Shopping Center. Can't make it in person? No problem. Watch it live on Channel 5 or stream it on Facebook and YouTube. The fun starts at 8 p.m. at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. KTV The Remix Season 6. It's hot, it's live, and it's only on 5.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. We're jumping into our third segment this morning, and it's all about the Carnival Queen Junior and Senior pageant set to take place, I believe, this Saturday. And of course, we are joined this morning by representatives to talk to us about that pageant. I have here with me Mr. Carnival himself, Patrick Thompson. He's the president of the Carnival Association, and with him are representatives of this year's pageant. Of course, we will be adding a couple more throughout the segment as well. But in the junior contestants segment, we are joined by Zadie Lino, and she is representing Soca Massive. Can you raise your hand, Miss Lino? So beautiful. Look at her eyes, guys. And in the senior section of the pageant, we have here with us Jatisha Smith, and she is representing Fort Revelers. And with her is Angie Pineda, and she is representing Trench Town Masqueraders. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us, and welcome. Now, Mr. Thompson, I know you are representing the Carnival Association, so before we even jump into what this pageant represents, let's talk about why Carnival has been such a long-standing part of the September celebrations here in Belize.
Well, as we all know, without Carnival, in my view, there won't be a September celebration.
Yeah.
And this is one of the events that everybody, even our Belizeans who are abroad, who come home to watch the Carnival, and every year it grows, the bands are upping their game. So it is something that people look for every year.
You have been at the helm of the Carnival Association for quite some time. Talk to me about what your vision was when you assumed presidency of the Carnival Association.
Well, my vision, and it's still my vision, for us to have what we would say a national carnival, where we want to go in the different municipalities and help form carnival associations where they will have their own carnival, and the first, second, and third place from each of these municipalities will come to a national carnival.
Yeah. You know, I think a lot of people don't realize that putting together a carnival band is quite an investment. And of course, it requires money to put all of these decorations together, and it takes a lot of time. It's something that a lot of these band leaders would say that they start preparing from the moment that carnival ends.
Yes.
They start preparing for the other year coming. Can you speak to what the level of work and investment looks like when a carnival takes place, from the point or from the perspective of a band leader to simply putting together this actual event?
Well,
what is that like?
Well, it's a lot of work, like you said, and I must say kudos to all these band leaders who are in Carnival for years and years. It is a very tedious work. We have whereby some of these band leaders would be up to the wee morning Carnival day, finishing product so that you all see that bright and beautiful spectacle event that you see coming down the road. And at the association level, well, I normally would give my association like a month off. So like October, November, we are back at it, planning the next year.
Wow.
Sleepless nights.
Now we have some contestants here that are part of the Carnival Queen Junior and Senior pageant set to take place this Saturday, but they are also representing bands, as I mentioned. So I want to, before we even jump into the pageant aspect, ask about why you ladies decided to be a part of the carnival itself this year. Let's begin with you, Jatisha. And you are representing Fort Revelers.
Which is a new band.
Which is a new band, okay.
Yes. All right, so basically why I decided to be a part of this carnival is it was an experience that I always wanted, and reason being that my brother decided to create a band. Why not be supportive and, you know, be there for him, support him, and also enjoy, and meanwhile get that experience. So that is one of the reasons that I
so you're
do
part
decide.
of the family band this year, no?
Yes.
For Revelers.
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
And we also have here with us Angie Pineda, and she is representing, as I said, Trench Town Masqueraders. Let's get your take, Angie. Why did you want to be a part of Carnival this year?
Well, it's something that I do every year, and I'm really glad to do it. It's something that I've been doing since I was like in standard 6, so from primary school days. And this is my home band. So anytime I want to do carnival, I come back here. And since I'm small, this is a way, carnival is an awesome way for me to express myself through dancing. And I also love seeing the colors. Every year is something new, it's something different, and I love putting myself out there and enjoying myself too.
So what is really unique about your situation then, as you mentioned, is that you started as a junior. And we have here with us Zadie Lino, and she is a junior contestant of this year's Carnival Queen pageant. But she is also representing Soca Massive, a very popular carnival band as well. Miss Lino, tell me about why you wanted to be a part of the carnival this year.
I wanted to be a part of the carnival this year because I love dancing.
Is this your first time in the carnival?
Second year.
Second year. Do you have other family members that also partake in the carnival? You're the only one? Oh, so you're leading the family this year, yeah? Now, as I mentioned, these ladies are also a part of the Carnival Queen pageant set to take place this Saturday. Before I ask the ladies about their involvement in the pageant, Mr. Thompson, talk to us about the significance of this pageant.
Okay, the person who wins both in the junior and the senior category, they become the carnival ambassador.
Okay.
Where they would go out and help myself and the association to promote carnival.
So they would be essentially the face of young carnival revelers or junior carnival revelers and then senior carnival revelers. What exactly are the judges looking for? What is the judging process for a pageant like this? It's very different from the regular pageants that we know and love. It's not like Queen of the Bay, I'm sure.
This is a pageant that you don't want to miss. You know, I have been to the camps, and some of these costumes that you'll be seeing, because there's a costume segment. And that is one of the biggest segments in the pageant. And I must say these leaders, they're going out the way. We ask them, don't go that elaborate, because we know it is costly.
Yeah, it costs.
But carnival, you know, these bands will do whatever they want to do to make you all who go and see these spectacle events to enjoy yourself and leave with a wow.
Yeah, I think it's hard to probably ask these band leaders not to be too elaborate when it's it's a passion project for a lot of them. A carnival comes only once a year, and I imagine they want to devote all their time and effort into it. So before we switch over to another individual, I want to ask perhaps Jatisha again, the reason why you wanted to not only join Carnival for the first time and join your family band for the first time, but be a part of the Carnival pageant. What took that?
Well, to be quite honest with you, it was something that I always wanted to do as a child as well, because I grew up in a very strict home, and my parents never used to allow us to, partake in different stuff like that, like carnival pageants and different stuff. So why not take the opportunity if it was right there?
What can we expect from you on Saturday?
Well, you can expect fun, positivity, and come with my A game.
Okay. And let's get you, Angie. Why did you want to be a part of this pageant?
Well, the reason why I want to be is because, like I said, it's a great way to express myself. And also, my band leader also makes me, I am able to put in my own ideas. So to be a part of that is something really great. I love having a say in it. And I know something with Carnival from I was little, it's something that has good sportsmanship. There's no bad blood or anything, and it's just a good way for every contestant to come up, show themselves, and have a great time. So that's what I want to do. I want to do something that has clean fun. We're not having any problems and stuff like that.
Yeah. Now we have here with us Miss Zadie Lino, and she mentioned that this is her second year in Carnival, but this is her first time on a pageant stage. Yes, Miss Lino? Yes. Why did you want to be a part of Carnival Queen?
Because it is my first time and I wanted to express it.
Let me know a little bit more about yourself, Miss Lino. What school do you go to?
St. Joseph Primary School.
And how old are you?
9-year-old.
You're 9 years old, and you're not only about to partake again in the carnival, which really brings about a lot of people on the roadside watching you guys, but you're also gonna go on that stage and showcase your band as well. Does it feel kind of like a lot of pressure on you?
No.
No? Oh, girls. You're lucky you're not competing against Miss Lino. Now, you mentioned, Mr. Thompson, that this is a pageant that will have these ladies essentially be ambassadors for the carnival this year. What are the segments that we can expect on Saturday night? I know that we will be seeing beautiful costumes, I imagine a lot of energy, but what can we expect as it relates to segments of the show?
Well, we'll be having an introduction segment where the contestant will introduce themselves and the band they are representing.
Okay.
Then we have a talent. We have a platform, the platform statement, but each member receive their own statement, and they would have to elaborate on that statement. And then, like I said earlier, the biggest part, which is the costume segment.
All right. Well, we just made a quick switch, and we have 3 more ladies here with us. I imagine 2 of these ladies are a part of the senior contestants, and the one in the middle might be a junior. So let's get, they're all juniors. Okay. All right. Well, let's get these ladies' name. I would like you to introduce yourself and the band that you represent. Let's begin with you.
I'm Angel Castillo. I'm 11 years old, and I'm representing Black Pearl Junior Band.
Okay. And in the middle?
I'm Chan Harris, and I am 11 years old, and I am representing Sunshine Masqueraders.
Sunshine Masqueraders. And your name?
My name is Lisha Sobranes, and I am 12 years old, representing Call It Royal Rulers.
Call It Royals. Okay, ladies, I want to ask that you please put your mic up to your mouths when you are speaking to us, just so our viewers can hear you. So we just got 3 more representatives of the junior contestants of this year's Carnival Queen. Now, ladies, I want to ask you guys why you wanted to be a part of this year's pageant. Let's begin with you, Angel.
Well, this is my first time, and I wanted to experience it. This is actually my second year dancing Carnival.
Yes. And let's get you, Shanae West. Why did you want to be a part of this year's pageant?
I want to be a part of this year because I'm really excited to go up for pageant.
You're excited?
I don't know if I'm going to win, but I'm excited.
Well, I love that you are saying that, you do have some uncertainty, but you are excited. And I imagine because like Angie Pineda from Trenchtown Masqueraders said that this is a type of pageant that has great sportsmanship, where there's not a lot fussing and fighting, because everyone there is just hoping to have fun, yes? Is that the same for you, Miss Lisha? Put your mic up.
This is actually my first year joining pageant, but I've been dancing Carnival for 7.5 years.
7.5 years. How old are you, you said?
12.
12. Wow. Okay, so you've been doing this for quite a while. Now we have here with us another individual. Can I get your name and the band that you are representing?
Good morning, Belize. My name is Kira Broster, and I am representing Soca Mocha Mass Band.
Now, Kira, talk to me about your love for Carnival. How long have you been in the Carnival itself?
Well, I've been dancing Carnival since I was 5 years old. I've been in multiple bands. I've danced with Black Pearl, I've danced with Trenchtown, Mahogany Masqueraders, and now I am dancing senior with Soca Mocha. And I love Carnival. It's all about fun, energy, and love.
What goes into deciding what band you want to represent on a yearly basis? Do you tend to be loyal to one band, or do you go where it feels like it's most excited for the year?
Well, when I was dancing junior, it was always the ones that was closer to home.
Okay.
So Black Pearl was what I started out with. Black Pearl was closer. When Trenchtown came out, Trenchtown was closer to me, so I joined Trenchtown. Mahogany Masqueraders, she's like family to me, and that is when I joined her. But Soca Mocha, I've been with them for years. They're family, so they were just waiting until I was old enough to dance senior, basically.
What I think is really interesting about these bands on a yearly basis is that aside from the excitement that you see on the road, while you ladies and men take the road and dance, enjoy, it's also the stories that your costumes tell as well. I'm not sure if the juniors would be able to say what exactly the theme would be from their bands, but are you able to share what the theme is from your band?
Hopefully I'm not twisting my tongue right now, but it's an illusionary insanity where madness meets mystical magic.
What does that mean to you?
Well, the illusion is like something that blinds you. The insanity, it means crazy to me, insane. And madness, like what I said, insanity, it ties into that craziness. And magic, just a bunch of colors and love and just fun.
All right. Well, ladies, do you know the themes that your bands are pushing this year? No? Do you know yours? What's yours?
Well, our theme for this year is summertime, meaning different bunch of colors, candies, games, and other stuff.
All right. Well, ladies, as we are about to wrap up this segment, I want you to share with the viewers what they can expect from each one of you on Saturday. Are we going to be seeing your A game? Are we going to be seeing some surprises? I know you might not want to say what you have up your sleeves, but at least let our viewers know why they should attend the Carnival Queen pageant this year.
Because it's just positivity, hypeness, and it's just fun, so you guys shall go.
All right. And you, Miss Leisha, why should they come to the pageant?
Just
your mic. Put your mic up.
They have to go off the energy, the confidence, and other stuff.
And Miss West, you mentioned that you are excited for this Saturday. Why should our viewers be excited to come and watch you guys?
As I really want to show everyone my energy that I have.
Okay.
And I was waiting for 7 years to dance with pageant.
You've been waiting for 7 years. Well, guys, she's been waiting for 7 years, so that means that she has a lot to showcase. And Miss Broster, now that we have our final opportunity to share with our viewers, what are your last words?
Well, this Saturday will be just fun, love. It's all about family. I'm not telling you guys to come out to just see me, but all the juniors and all the seniors, how we come together as one and just bring positivity and good energy and just rock the stage.
Yeah. So the date, the time, location, and tickets.
Okay, so this pageant, Miss Carnival Senior and Junior, will be at the Civic Center, August 17, which is this Saturday. Doors open at 6, I believe. Showtime is 6. I believe. You can get your tickets at the Civic Center early in the morning on Saturday. We don't have tickets to sell. They will be selling tickets at Civic. You have the General, which is $5 for children, $10 for adults. You have the Reserve, which is $20, and you also have the VIP tables, which is $175 for 5 members. You get a complimentary bottle of wine.
Wonderful. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck. I know that it's going to be an exciting night, but of course, one of you ladies will be representing the junior and senior for this carnival season. All the best, ladies, and we can't wait to see what you do on stage come Saturday.
Thank you.
All right, we are going to take our final break, and when we come back, the conversation switches into Same Bight Day. You want to stay with us? We'll be right back.
This plan, I can't left this plan. Smart, Belize.
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of smart lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a lone ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't let this plan. I can't let this plan.
V-Bucks and get a chance to win a $10,000 homecation with Benny's. Quality and savings.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
My name is Waluko Mejia. I'm the General Manager at Copal Tree Lodge here in Toledo, Belize. The Belize Bank service we appreciate most is the Belize Bank ATM and the use of its debit card. It makes it very accessible for our employees here at Copal Tree Lodge. Essentially, they could access the ATM on their way home after work, and also that the local stores accept the use of a debit card.
It's the return of your favorite Tuesday night entertainment. KTV The Remix Season 6 is here. Join us for an exciting night and a chance to win fabulous prizes. Plus compete in our halftime challenge. Get your tickets for just $5. Available at Channel 5 and Coney Drive and 88 Shopping Center. Can't make it in person? No problem. Watch it live on Channel 5 or stream it on Facebook and YouTube. The fun starts at 8 p.m. at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. KTV The Remix Season 6. It's hot, it's live, and it's only on 5.
Welcome back. This is our fourth and final conversation for this morning, and it's all about St. Bight's Day. And as a result, we have a few representatives from the community. In fact, most of them are from the St. Bight Village Council, and then we have a community activist as well, and they've traveled all the way down or up, depending on how you look at it, to Belize City to speak with us about this very important day in the community. We have Mr. Leonard Williams, who's a community activist all the way down on that side. Right after him, we have Mr. Jose Aleman, who's the chairman of St. Bight Village, as well as Mr. Akin Palacio, who's a village council member. And then, of course, last but not least, Mr. Kerwin Ramirez to my left, and he's a vice chairman of the St. Bight Village Council. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, my brother. Good morning.
It's a pleasure having you all on set. This feels like deja vu because I remember we had a similar conversation last year, ahead of this event. But Chairman, let's jump right into speaking a bit about why is it important for you all to continue to keep this tradition alive?
Well, it's very important as a community to commemorate not only as a village but as a people, to ensure that we keep our culture and tradition alive. This is now a culture and tradition in Seine Bight. It has been happening for so many years. But to give you a clear insight as to how it developed and where it is now, we'll now allow Mr. Williams to give a brief synopsis.
Yes, Mr. Williams, you take it away.
Yes, thank you. And thank you to listeners this morning. Seine Bight Day actually started from what you used to call a lodge dance that people from Seine Bight would organize, especially those who were civil servants, and would take the great harmoniettes down to Seine Bight during the summer. They used to call it lodge dance. So that's where it actually started. And this dance would normally take place in the month of August, which commemorate as well the feast of St. Alphonsus, which is so dear to us, that place we call University. So it started there, and then, eventually it was passed down to Love of Him had done something in regards to having village life. And it continued, and we had village life in the month of August as well. And so it continued like that. And when the great Brian Mosiah used to go down there for village life, that used to take place, and it has always been, ever since then, under the auspices of the Seine Bight Village Council. So here we are this morning to, again, impart to not only our Seine Bight people and Belizeans, not only here in Belize, but throughout the diaspora.
So how many years are we talking about when we look at the different iterations of Seine Bight coming together and celebrating?
We're looking like almost 140 years.
Yeah, that's a very long-standing tradition.
Yes, it is a long-standing tradition. I mean, for some of the pioneers who initially started it, most of them has passed. And so
I would imagine it's 140.
Yes, we can only, have memories of them.
Yeah.
So, and we pay them a great deal of gratitude.
I'll tell you something. I was in Placencia from Saturday, and I just got back yesterday. I actually stayed at Seine, which is right outside of Seine Bight, and I rode a bicycle into the village a couple times during my stay down there. And one of the things that stood out to me about the community is the level of connection that it seems villagers have with each other. Like, it's easy to just find people hanging out and having fun, having a good time. People were so friendly. At least to me, nobody showed no bad face. I don't know if they kind of like, oh, yeah, that ballip on TV, if they recognize me or what. But I love the village vibe that you get in that community. For me, it's really representative of what a village should be.
Yes, that's how we were brought up, to be loving people and accepting people. People our grandparents used to take in people who they don't know and would feed them and would house them. And so we grew up with that liking of people. It doesn't matter who you don't know or who you would know. The other thing, you said something about it's Seine just outside of Seine Bight. That's a long topic.
Yeah, okay.
It is within Seine Bight. It is within Seine Bight, but
I think it is as well.
Right, people. We have to have another show about the jurisdiction of Seine Bight itself.
Correct. All right. So the event, the Seine Bight Day, is coming up this weekend because I actually met one of your counselors at an event as well. Yeah, and we were talking about the day, and he reminded me that it's actually this weekend is coming up. Let's talk a bit about what these few days of events will look like.
Well, it's a full-pack event. We refer to it as the Same Bight, the cultural extravaganza. And of course, that's a 3-day event starting tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow.
Okay.
The opening ceremony kicks off at 5:30 p.m. However, the setup starts at about 3 p.m. Whereby this is where we express and showcase everything Garifuna do. Right? When I say so, we'll be displaying from our food, music, clothing, to our dance, to even how the cassava has been made. Right? During our opening ceremony, we have invited several other people to be there for them to see that Same Bight Day is not only about that dance and having fun and bashment, but there is a product in Same Bight, right? A product that we can market and a product that other people can see. And as so, we are requested, we're asking, we're inviting people to come out and see what the community of Same Bight has to showcase as a people, as Garifuna people.
So that's the start. That's
the
opening
start.
ceremony.
That's the opening ceremony.
Wow.
From there, that goes into a block party that Friday night.
Yeah.
And on Saturday, that is the all-day beach event. And maybe Mr. Paul, you'll want to talk about the day event.
Okay, so that's on Saturday.
This is on Saturday.
And by the way, beaches are beautiful down that side. I mean, you get on the beach and you can't get enough of the sea as well in our village.
Yes, good morning, everybody. Good morning, world. Good morning, Belize. We are here again as a team, inviting all Belizeans and non-Belizeans also. Everybody is invited over to Seine Bight for Seine Bight Day. We have a jam-packed weekend for you. And so on Mr. Aleman, he spoke about the Friday, and which will, from Friday, we go into Saturday, which is like the main day or the main event day. And so we have several activities planned for not only adults, but also for the children. The children are, we'll be having the bouncy house and different competitions. We also have different dance competitions and different other things on that day.
Yes. So we're talking entertainment.
Entertainment. Lots
for
of
the entirety
entertainment.
Of the day.
Yes.
Okay.
Lots of entertainment.
Now, are we expecting any sort of performances as well on Saturday? Because this is mainly a beach event, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is a beach event, and so we'll have different groups from the cultural groups from Seine Bight. We will have the group Darina, what's the name?
Le Rahio Sembedi.
Le Rahio Sembedi.
Le Deborgo Familia. Le Deborgo Familia. We'll have Nuru and the Garifuna Heartbeats out there. We'll have the Sweet Pain Band 3.0. So there's no reason to be bored.
And competitions as well.
Competitions include traditional competitions like coconut husking contests. We have the Hurut Cook-Off. You have the Hurut eating contest. For the children, you have watermelon eating contest. And of course, you have to put in a little beer drinking contest and some dancing contests.
Guys, you'll have the adults out, right?
Yeah.
And the adults want to have fun just as much as the kids eating watermelon.
But that is not the only feature. We go into the night for the night dance, where you will be seeing artists like the General himself, Super G, Lloyd, Reckless, all the frontliners from the Punta Rebels band. They will be joined by Nuru as well. And I must say, our deputy chairman will be introduced on stage as well, as some of his genres include Punta music, like Take Your Name Out of My Mouth. So he will be doing a few songs as well, along with Mr. Ewart Martinez, who also sits on our council. But is that the end of the day for our activities at Seine Bight? Carwin, maybe you could share what's taking place on Sunday.
Let's do it.
All right, so basically on Sunday we're gonna have different performance. It will start in the morning again, whereby we open up the place whereby people can go and put their tents and stuff. We have different event like lime and spoon event, hudut contest that we'll be having in. We have different DJ that will be out there Because the reason why we're doing that, because we want people to have a great time. So there is no time to lay back. So there will be DJs after DJs. They will be having the Sweet Pain Band will be performing
on
again
Sunday.
On Sunday. So what I'm saying is that this is a place that everybody want to be with their family. Like what you say Bight is a very friendly place.
It is.
It's a place where you can say family oriented, where you want to go, invest your money, and still have a great time. So we be having all these events out there for each and everybody, every culture, no matter who you are. Bight is a place for you to be. Would you like to say anything more about Sunday, Mr. Paul?
Yeah. Well, I just want to invite everybody, come. I mean, don't wait until somebody give you the news. Go find out what they're going to see Bight there for this weekend.
Yeah.
You understand? And I can't stress more on the fact that it will be fun and you will be safe.
Yeah.
Because Bight is a safe place.
Mr. Barroso, also tell me a bit about what it's like in terms of the turnout from residents in St. Bight. Are people excited around this time for these events?
Most definitely. Right now, I could tell you for sure that the police officers, the BDF, the teachers, the foreigners, the CMI people who are abroad, I could tell you one thing. Everybody don't set aside their leave for this weekend.
Yeah.
So CMI will be jam-packed. It's a time, it's like a homecoming for everybody.
And let me bring in the chairman back once more to talk about security. How much of a concern is that, or how much do you guys plan for security in terms of police and stuff like that?
When it comes to activities like St. Bight Day, police is a
part
major
of it.
business. It's a business that not only secures the safety of the people, but the event in itself. Without security, then that simply means we'll see a high level in mischievousness, crime, etc. So we ensured that we sat with our OC in the community, Sergeant Clark, and also Corporal Loeb. And the team that these gentlemen has lined up for us give us that guarantee that during our 5 years of having St. Bight Day, this year will be no different.
Okay, good. Now you have something you'd like to add as well, Chairman?
Yes, definitely. And that include to give our people a clear synopsis of some of the artists and DJs that will be at St. Bight Day. Of course, we'll be backed up by 630 Sounds. We'll be having live performances by the Sweet Pain Band, Le Debergo Familia, Reckless, Haiti Arzu, Lloyd Augustine, Harlem Youth, Super G, Nuro, Kerwin Ramirez, music juggling by DJ Cash, DJ Dickes, Mac 90 Song Crew, DJ Sambo, DJ Premier, DJ Malik, and hosted by DJ Dixie and one of CM Bight's very own, the man from the galaxy, Lord Byron.
Nice. And so what, if any, cost is attached to any of these events, attending any of the events?
Yes, there is a cost. And of course, the cost primarily is to enter the main dance, where you pay your ticket to get in. Saturday night. That is $30 for the dance, which we'll be leaving a couple tickets with you guys. And nice, of course, 4 people can come and claim them thereafter.
Nice, man.
And likewise, what we're doing this time during the day, indirectly, we're asking for a contribution from the community members. So we are going to kind of fence the area, and then the community members, upon coming to the day concert, which has a significant cost to the community, in turn pay a $3 to enter for adults, $1 for children, and anybody under 12 years old is free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now, Mr. Williams, I want to give you an opportunity to give some final thoughts. I know you're here also as a historian for St. Bight, and I want to give you an opportunity to share some final thoughts.
In regards to those who will be visiting St. Bight and to this huge event of St. Bight Days, rest assured our security forces are ready to go. Most of the time, as a past person who have also served my country, I ensure that I look forward towards Bight Day, so I would apply for my leave long before time. So that is definitely sure. And I can tell you, people who were born to people originally from Bight that are in the United States are already pouring in. They are already here because my house don't get full. So don't miss out. Coming for Bight Day. I must say that 630 Sounds also will be there. 630 Sounds is locally owned by one of our own patrons.
Okay.
And also I want to give hats out to Sergeant Clark, who is our officer commanding. I hope the commissioner promote the boy soon.
Why?
But the boy do a wonderful job, and he has given his word to us that it's going to be no nonsense when it comes to security.
All right, so let me go over to the chairman for a final thought to get the chairman to speak about some of the sponsors.
Yes, thank you. Of course, Bight Day cannot be without our sponsors, and likewise the support of the people coming to the day itself. And while we're almost there, and we're heading there tomorrow, we want to thank everybody in advance for coming through.
Correct.
Passing through Bight and enjoying with us. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Seabird, Luxury Resort, Serenian Bay Resort and Spa, Travelers, T&R Inc., Honorable Radwell Ferguson, Publix, Honorable Anthony Marla and his crew from the Belize Tourism Board, Seine Resort and Residence, Niche, National Institute of Culture and History, Villas at Coco de Playas, Bellicate Beer, Fragments of Hope, Banana Enterprise Limited, and Brother Ewart Garbot and Shay at Belize. Thank you all.
Excellent. That's a great list of sponsors. Gentlemen, we want to thank you all truly for traveling all the way from St. Bight, coming down and highlighting this very important traditional, cultural event. And I do hope that people really show up and support you all this weekend. I mean, if I had the chance to, maybe I do. I'll be down there at some point this weekend. But we want to thank you all once again for being here, gentlemen. All right, so with that, it's the end of the show. So that does it for the show. Today is the 15th, I believe. So it's the middle of the week. I know 15th are ending. So that eagle might land today for some way. So I want to say congratulations to you if the eagle lands your way today. But also, if you have a birthday, I want to say happy birthday to you this morning. If you have any questions, thoughts, comments, or concerns, you can always feel free to drop us a line in our email at openyoureyes@channel5belize.com. But also, you can catch us live on Facebook every single day at Open Your Eyes Belize, and on Instagram for all the behind-the-scenes content and highlights at OYE Belize. But until tomorrow, be sure to join us tomorrow when you open your eyes and start your morning right. But until then, be sure to keep your eyes, your minds, and your hearts open. See you all. God bless.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by Smart, bringing people together, and the Belize Bank, our country, your bank.